Hello. In this video, I would like to introduce the ecology of hornets as far as I can know. I learned in the news that the giant hornet was discovered in the United States and designated as an alien species. This video was made for Americans who were interested in hornets, especially beekeepers, but it will probably be interesting for the Japanese as well. First, let me introduce myself to who I am. I am a beekeeper in Japan. I am keeping European honeybees. The giant hornet is a dangerous and quite annoying natural enemy for the European honeybee. The work of exterminating the giant hornet is an important daily routine for me, and I have witnessed a lot of hornet ecology that even ordinary Japanese people cannot see. To make this video, I took a video of the giant hornet for over a year and saved it. Please take a look. First, I'll explain the annual life cycle of the giant hornet. Spring. The giant hornet queen wakes up from hibernation. At this time, there are no worker bees, so she will act alone. She looks for the best place to build a new nest. In the summer, the queen nests and gives birth to and raises many worker hornets. Nest size peaks towards the end of summer, and the character of the giant hornet becomes ferocious from this time. In the fall, the queen hornet dies, and many new queen hornets and male hornets are born. At the end of autumn, the new queen hornets and the male hornets mate. Winter. All worker and male hornets die completely and the nest is empty. After mating, the new queen hornet hibernates alone under the ground or in rotten wood until spring comes. This video mainly describes the season when the giant hornets are most active. Their season begins when this beautiful sunflower field finishes blooming. The activity of the giant hornet is active in Japan from mid-August to mid-November, from the end of summer to the end of autumn. During this time, professional beekeepers are shown what they don't want to see almost every day. The fact that the giant hornet does not attack honeybees all year round is in a sense grateful. First, this is the scene where the giant hornet attacks the European honeybee. The giant hornet is ferocious and instantly bites and kills honeybees one after another. If you are a beekeeper, you can see from this video alone that giant hornet are completely different from the yellow-jacket wasp, right? There is only one way to protect bees. It's all about going to the apiary every day to get rid of it. The giant hornet in this state is upset. When a human approaches, it acts intimidatingly. Can you hear her ticking her teeth? This is a warning sound to stay away. The behavior of the giant hornet is very organized. First, a scout flies around the beehive. And after a few hours, the scout summons more than 10 soldiers. The attacks on the bees are carried out all at once. Looking at this series of actions, we are reminded that insects are as intelligent as humans. It is not recommended to get rid of wasps without protective clothing as in the video. Although it is such a ferocious giant hornet, only male bees can be touched. As with all types of bees, the poison stinger is actually a variation of what was originally an ovipositor. So, the poison stinger has only female bees. You are asking me how to distinguish between males and females? The male tactile sensation is just a little longer. There is no other way to tell. Yes, as you say, it's safe not to touch the giant hornet. Forget this information. By the way, when I get rid of hornets, I use an adhesive sheet for mice. This sheet is surprisingly effective despite its appearance. If only one hornet is attached to the adhesive sheet, its friends will be trapped one after another. Like this. The giant hornet seems to have a habit of approaching when something happens to a friend, with the feeling of, "Hey, what the hell is wrong?" The mousetrap sheet is a trap that takes advantage of the organizational strength of the giant hornet. I tried to catch only one giant hornet. I got another one within a minute. In addition, another one. I got 7 of them in just 5 minutes. It will be like this the next day. The effect is outstanding, but this trap is not a trap that kills the giant hornet queen, so it is not a radical eradication. There are tools like this in Japan to protect the honeybees from giant hornets. This tool also does not completely prevent hornets, After all, you must get rid of the giant hornet with an adhesive sheet every day. In fact, European honeybees also have a defense instinct against the giant hornet. The giant hornet and the honeybee are as different in physique as a giant and a human. Even if a giant attacks the town, humans will somehow be able to repel the giant. Just like these bees. But what if 20 giants hit a town with a population of about 20,000? That is the result. Just take your eyes off the beehive for 3 hours. And your cute honeybee will look like this. You can see how sad this is for beekeepers. It is a well-known story among insect lovers that Japanese bees have their own defenses against giant hornets. However, even the Japanese honeybee can only be wiped out if it is attacked by 10 or more giant hornets. Although it is such a ferocious giant hornet, it has the aspect of protecting the Japanese ecosystem from foreign insects as a predator. The giant hornet preys on all insects. Thanks to the giant hornet, the ecosystem of the Japanese insect world may be protected from foreign insects. However, this predator will become an invader if she travels to the United States. I'm worried about American beekeepers and the ecosystem of the American insect world, but I don't want the general public to be so scared. It is quite rare even in Japan to be attacked by a giant hornet and die. You should be more concerned about your chances of being seriously injured in a car accident than worrying about being bitten by a giant hornet in your lifetime. One day, I happened to find a giant hornet's nest in the woods. This giant hornet has often attacked my honeybee, so I would like to get rid of the entire nest. Many giant hornets are flying around in the daytime. It's too dangerous to get close. At night all bees fit in the nest. Let's wait till night. It is a nest of the giant hornet at night. The giant hornet usually nests underground. This nest is nesting in an old beehive that someone has thrown away. I use a gas burner to pour fire into the nest at once. If you burn it with this heat, you will finish that without being counterattacked. This is the whole nest of the giant hornet. The shape is rectangular because it nests in a beehive. Let's uncover the devil's nest that killed my cute bee. The giant hornets are completely fainted by the high temperature and lack of oxygen caused by the gas burner. The work is frightening that the surviving giant hornet may fight back. This time, I was able to finish the work safely. I took the giant hornet's nest home with a small truck. They are not dead. They are just fainted. The next morning, they were flying around the truck. Her size is big as much as my thumb. This is the giant hornet's larva. It scratches the wall of the nest and makes a sound. This sound is the sound of begging adults for food. It looks like a little bird chick begging for food. Isn't it cute? Oh, it isn't. I see. And this is the pupa before it emerges. Seeing this figure reminded me of something. Have you ever played Pokemon Red and Blue? This is just like Hakuna, isn't it? Pokemon is modeled on real creatures, so it's natural. By the way, this is the Caterpie model. It is a swallowtail that is often seen in Japan. A swallowtail butterfly that lives in Asia. It does not live in the United States. However, I expect that one day it will expand its habitat to the United States like the giant hornet. It looks beautiful, but it is a pest in the orange field. Huh? Is this butterfly already in your country? Maybe you're talking about Old World swallowtail. Both are different species. It's confusing, but be careful to see. Hornworm is totally different, isn't it? The story goes away, but Japan has a culture of catching and playing insects as a child. There may be insect catching games all over the world, but I think the Japanese style is a little unique. Even parents often go to forests, rivers and the sea to catch creatures with their kids. In this way, both parents and children deepen their understanding of nature. It seems that the engineer who developed Pokemon was originally based on his childhood experience of playing with insects. The play of catching beetles and stag beetles and making them fight is like a Pokemon battle. If you are interested, try Google with Japan beetle fight. I think it's amazing that children's play in the countryside of Japan has turned into a game that entertains people all over the world. I've seen an American father go to the river with his kids and teach them how to fish for trout salmon in some movies. That was impressive, beautiful thing. I hope this kind of culture is not already dead. Let's get back to the story of Giant Hornet. It is the moment when the new hornet is born. It's extremely big. Probably the new queen bee. Freshly emerged hornets are still unable to fly and sting. Although less common, hornets' larvae and pupae are edible. It is a traditional ingredient for people living in the mountains in Japan. Let's eat it because it's a big deal. Add oil to a frying pan and fry. And just wait it for a few minutes. Season with salt. Actually, this is my first time to eat a hornet. As for the impression that I ate, I feel that the taste of pupa is a little shrimp-like. It feels like shrimp, but the contents are creamy. To be honest, it's not bad, but it's not good. But the larvae are delicious. It has a slightly sweet and creamy texture. Later, when I mixed it with curry and ate it, the sweetness of the larva and the spicy taste of the curry matched perfectly and it was delicious. I want to eat it again. The video ends here. So far, I have introduced the ecology of the giant hornet. But I'm just a beekeeper, not a researcher specializing in giant hornets. There may be some incorrect information in this video. However, this video will be helpful for people who are interested in the ecology of the giant hornet. Thank you for watching.